Hello biscuits, it's Cupcake Kamisama back here with penultimate 10-day Lolita challenge prompt, and prompt number 9 is your favourite foods. Now, unfortunately, my actual favourite foods are not necessarily Lolita appropriate, as in they're either not something you can make to look pretty, or it's something that can get messy. So instead, I decided to take this prompt to mean foods that are my favourite to have at meets, or foods that I think would be really good to have at meets. So, in no particular order. Number 1, finger sandwiches. They're a staple at every afternoon tea, and to be honest, they're great because they're very dainty, so you can eat them without having to go full. And they actually can be surprisingly filling. If you ever found yourself at afternoon tea but done in like a buffet style, you'll be surprised how quickly these tiny little sandwiches can get you full. My particular favourite is cucumber and cream cheese. I just find that very refreshing, very light, and it doesn't leave an aftertaste in your mouth, so you can still enjoy the cakes. Number 2, macarons. I mean, come on. What food is more iconically Lolita than a macaron? Granted, I don't get to enjoy these as often as I would like, so I don't necessarily have a favourite flavour of macarons, but I think the only ones I've had that I wasn't keen on was coffee, but that's because I hate the taste of coffee in general. Other than this, throw all the macarons at me, happy to eat them. And again, they're dainty, so it's one literal mouthful. You don't even need to bite unless you really want to, I guess. So they're perfect for meats. And PSA, it's a macaron, not a macaroon. Macaroon is a different kind of sweet. It's coconut based, whereas a macaron is an almond based. It's the one we're all thinking about. Get your macarons right. Number 3, mini fruit or mini mixed berry tarts. Now there are very few cakes / patisserie delights I like quite as much as a well done mixed fruit or mixed berry tart, especially when it's a mini one. The thing with tarts is, when you're doing a full-sized one, to avoid the infamous soggy bottom, you kind of end up baking the tart so it's quite hard. So if you're having a full-size one, you're trying to cut it, the danger is that your slice will just shoot off onto another table and off your plate. Which is why mini ones are so great, because again, it's just like one little bite. Yes, you probably are doing the sort of giant mouth to fit it in all at once, but I'll take that over having a cut slice of my tart flying across the table. Granted, from the ones I've had some that were really nice, and I've had some that were utterly disgusting. I'm looking at you, Patisserie Valerie here. Please don't. But when they are done right, it's absolutely amazing. Number 4, dim sum. Now if you know me, you know that I like dumplings of any kind. Now whether they're pierogi or whether they're gyoza makes little difference to me. And again, dim sum are quite small in size. They're also meant to be shared, and they're normally a lunchtime thing, so it's an amazing thing to do for a meet because it saves everyone money, and you don't have to be that greedy pig who has an entire portion of dim sum to themselves, unless that's what you want. But if you want to split it with someone, that's normally not a problem. And if you find a really good dim sum place around you, they might even have some deals. So if you've not had a dim sum meet, I thoroughly recommend it. It's a great thing to do. As well as dim sum, you get a wide variety from savoury to sweet. You're covering all bases there. Number 5 is a strawberry shortcake. Now, generally, I'm pretty indifferent to Japanese baked goods, although granted, their sweets department tends to be better than savoury. But I absolutely love Japanese strawberry shortcake. I mean, what's there not to like? Light sponge, great. Whipped cream, great. Strawberries, great. It's a dream dessert for me. It also comes associated with some really good memories, because in Japan, strawberry shortcake is something that they'll have at Christmas. So it brings lots of very happy memories of Christmas in Japan. I just wish that there were more places locally to me that do a nice strawberry shortcake, because even though it's not difficult to do, it can get kind of pricey to make when it's not strawberry season. And let's face it, when it's not strawberry season, strawberries are not that great. So it would have been nice to be able to just buy a ready-made one and devour it myself, like the greedy pig that I am, but alas, I'm gonna have to make one if I fancy one. I'll make a trip to Manchester. Someone mentioned that there's a place there that makes them. Number 6, chocolate. I realise this is a bit of a cop-out, however, I do really like chocolate in pretty much any shape or form, whether it's a chocolate bar, hot chocolate to drink, anything covered in chocolate, biscuits, cookies, cakes, whatever. I love it. My favourite tends to be milk chocolate. However, if it's very good, very high quality, I'm more than happy to indulge in some dark chocolate as long as it's not too strong. And besides, chocolate must be great if it inspired an entire subcategory of sweet Lolita, right? Number 7, pancakes and or crepes. I'm kind of treating them like one here, because I like them both for very different reasons. Because of Harajuku, crepes are almost synonymous with Lolita. However, I don't mind whether they're Harajuku style, whether they're European style. I like them both equally. It's something that at home we often make for like a Sunday breakfast treat, because everyone loves crepes and you can throw whatever you want onto it, whether you want it plain, whether you want it with sugar, cinnamon, whipped cream, fresh fruit, lemon juice, whatever you want. The world's your oyster. And at the same time, I do like fluffy pancakes. I've only ever had like American style pancakes. I would love to try one of those wibbly wobbly, the size of your head almost, Japanese pancakes. Had a recipe for that somewhere, I gotta try it. Either way, they're delicious and they make for great either sit-in dessert or snack on the go, depending on which one of these you go for. Number 8 is plaisir sucré. Now, for the uninitiated, plaisir sucré is one of the desserts that's served at La Jurée. As far as I know, I believe it was a completely different patissier who created that dessert, and it's a completely different patisserie that's known for them. However, I've only ever had that at La Jurée, and the first time I did, it wasn't just food porn, it was food orgasm. Sorry for not keeping it PG-13. It was absolutely divine. Like I said, I love chocolate, but I also love hazelnuts. And just thinking about that is making my mouth water. So far, I've only actually had that twice, 3 times in my entire life, but it is amazing. And even though it is slightly on the richer and heavier side as far as desserts are concerned, I would more than happily die if the last thing I had was this. I'm more than happy to commit suicide by plaisir sucré and let the La Jurée staff deal with my corpse. How Lolita is that? yeah, the fact that I'm nowhere near lingerie probably means I can still fit in my clothes. And finally, number 9, tea. Copious amounts of tea. Now, I realise I'm breaking the rules here slightly because the prompt was asking specifically about foods, and tea is technically a beverage. However, as they both end up in your mouth and you need to consume them, it makes little difference to me. And to me, tea is life. I do not wake up without a cup of tea. I have a cupboard full of different kinds of tea, to the point where my mother's on the brink of kicking me out of the house, and I am officially banned from buying any more tea. So if you want me to try new tea, you're gonna have to buy it for me. That's the only way I can get around that ban. If it's a present, it's fine. If I buy it, I'm out. And it is a drink that's, again, synonymous with Lolitas. Whilst I understand that there are people out there who genuinely don't like tea, and I am not going to judge them for this, it is something that's considered to be a very Lolita drink because of how elegantly you're supposed to drink it. And I guess this should be the time where I say which one is my favourite kind of tea and favourite tea flavour, but I can't make that decision because ultimately I feel like there's a tea for every occasion. Although, I guess if I was deprived of the very basic black tea, I would probably be very upset. This is also one of the benefits of living in England, and not just England, in Yorkshire, is that even the basic black tea is insanely good, and we have the privilege of being the home county of Yorkshire tea, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the pinnacle of black teas. However, you do need Yorkshire water to make it right. Because I've argued with many a southerner when they were like, oh, Yorkshire tea is not that good. Well, it's because your water's shite. And that's end of. I know, I lived in the south, so I can say that. And that's it for prompt number 9 of the 10-day Lolita challenge. As always, I encourage all of you to join in. There's a link to the list of all 10 prompts in the description below, and if you click on the eye in the corner, it will take you to a playlist of all the other prompts I've done so far. If you've enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up, comment on it, subscribe to the channel. You can also support me by buying me a cup of coffee, the link for which is in the description down below. It's a very symbolic gesture, but it means that I get to continue doing this, and I get to feel that it is worthwhile to do this channel and to do something else other than unboxings. And as always, I encourage all of you to check out my blog, which is Cupcakes and Unicorns, where you'll find more Lolita content. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye!